Okay. All right, everybody. Here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Monday. It is Monday, April 21st, 2025. Post-market wrap up. People, it's astonishing how you and I are able to see things, or maybe it isn't so astonishing before they happen. Now, listen, here's the situation. What we said would happen months ago, this collusion wrapped up in a charade between the illustrious one, the chosen one, President Trump, and Fed Chair Powell, is unwinding exactly as we said it would. This is a game. People, when I tell you that we have their playbook, I mean it. We literally have their playbook. They're following a script that has been reused over and over and over again, going back centuries. This is a game that is being played on the people. Can you guys and girls hear me? Okay. Exactly. We nailed this to the wall, ES, and I want to cover that with you. So let's look. The stock market got walloped today. It came off for the lows, but let's talk about this. It's an amazing thing. So we're going to cover a lot. Stock market today, Dow down over 1100. It didn't finish down 1100, about 1,000. Okay. And again, Trump is slamming Powell as the dollar tumbles while gold hits a record. Again, we said this would happen, and it's here. We're not getting any credit for it, but we really should. I'm not asking for accolades or credit, but let me tell you something. When you nail something to the wall like this, it's because you understand. I understand what's going on here, and it's a game. Let me say this too. If President Trump took to the airwaves, let's say I'm calling for a meeting in the Oval Office to explain to the American people why the Federal Reserve needs to cut rates right now today, as you know, he tells us all that he's the greatest negotiator in the world. Well, how about he lets us all in on the big secret that he doesn't want you to know, why he's actually calling for lower rates here, what it actually means, the game that they're playing. Now, let me read this to you real quick. I got to get something. This is something we said would happen from many months ago, and I want to talk about that because it's all here. Again, imagine for a second if President Trump, Oval Office meeting, national television, I want to make an announcement. I want to talk to the American people about why we need the Fed to lower rates right now. Bring it all out for the public to hear. What would be omitted, of course, is how lowering rates is going to suck the purchasing power of the currency away. He won't tell you that to have a strong economy, you need a strong dollar. He won't tell you that to have a strong currency, or a dollar in this case, you need to have a corresponding rate of interest high enough to support the purchasing power. He won't tell you that to rebuild the economy, trickle down don't work. We got to build it from the bottom up. To build it from the bottom up means we need to return purchasing power to the currency. Does that make any sense to a single one of you that are listening? Yeah, it probably makes sense to every single one of you that are listening to this because it's true. You know the truth when you hear it. When you hear a politician, a central banker, oh, we got to cut rates because the economy is in deep shape. That's what they're working towards. What we're witnessing is a controlled demolition and a lie on an epic scale being perpetrated. This is a crime. Okay, we're all being robbed blind via the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates around the world, not just here in the United States. This is why the economy is in shambles, why we have this death cross with regard to the economy here and around the world. The entire system is being taken apart piece by piece by central banks who are colluding to issue in a new system. They do not have enough slaves to the current system. They need to create more dependency. For how many years have I been explaining this to people? We've covered it. Dependency on the current system. So when they remove it, they can say, we have a solution for you people. It's always the same. This game that President Trump is playing with power right now, it's all scripted. It's all scripted because you and I knew it was going to happen before it did. Do you think we don't have the script? Got it right here, just in case you don't know. Yeah, I got it all. Every word for word that's going to come out of its mouth, I can tell you before he says it because I got the script. It's not real. Nothing is real. It's a lie. Again, think about what I'm saying. If President Trump really Really thought this was the right thing to do, then go on national television, sir. Tell us all why we need the Fed to cut rates now, why we need more easy money, why we can't pay our debt anymore, which is the real reason behind this whole thing. So we can allow the central banks to inflate even more so they can gain strength. Every dollar, every bill, a central bank, any central bank is allowed to create or called upon. Again, when President Trump says, I demand the Fed cut rates, that means the Fed has to get into the market and buy the debt. Where do they get the cash to buy the debt from? They add it to a screen. But you see, Trump can't tell you that. Trust me, he knows. Okay, the man is not stupid. I do not believe. I think he's a perpetual liar. I also think he is aligned with Satan to the highest order. That's where lies come from. I think we all know that. Can't tell you the truth. There's no way. That's why he cannot come out on national television and try to sell you the lie, because people would see right through it. You could see right freaking through it. Now, let's talk here, you and I. Trump working directly with the Fed, and we called it months ago. Lions, Trump could kill the Fed. Let me just read this. In as fast as he could sign his name. Because I keep getting hit. Greg, you don't know. Trump is going to take down the Fed. This is what we heard last time. The same nonsense garbage. These people, they really have to up their medication or at least try to increase their IQ by one percentage point, because we heard the same thing. What happened during Trump's last tenure? The Fed was vaulted to the pinnacle of power. No other president in American history allowed the Fed to inflate more than he did during his last tenure. The illusion was kept real, okay, by debt, exploding debt. Remember what he said last time? Tariffs were going to pay down the debt, off the debt in 3 years. That didn't happen. It exploded. He also said that the trade deficit would disappear because of tariffs. The trade deficit ballooned. The same lies are working on the same sub-morons today. And they keep going on about it. But if the Fed, if Trump wanted to kill the Fed, he could do it on national television, okay, when he gives the address as to why we need to have the Fed cut rates today. Right in front of the American people, he could sign an executive order reinstituting the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. So let me read this to you. Trump could kill the Fed in as fast as he could sign his name. Right now, today, it's called the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. I've been talking about this like for many, many, many months now. Hello? Okay. This gives a president the power to monetize gold, revalue it at whatever he or she sees fit. In this case, it's a he. Kathleen Kamala would have had no idea about this, but Trump knows. You see, with her thing creature that she was, believe me, I hate the whole system. This whole Babylon system. We may be in Babylon, but we don't have to be of Babylon. That's why I lost the Babylon suit. You know that, the Babylon outfit. Anyway, president can revalue gold whatever he sees fit. Could be 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000 an ounce, and then back the dollar with it. By the nanosecond that he finished the signature, the Fed dies. It's dead. It's over. The greatest gift to the world, not just the United States, because once a single central bank is taken down, they all fall like dominoes. They all fall like dominoes. But this is not what he's going to do. He's working with the Fed to destroy us all, to make sure the economy craters faster so the Fed can say, hold on a minute, okay, we really, really do need to look at this. Fed could be forced to steep rate cuts. This is today. If the U.S. economy is a casualty, they're making sure the United States economy is a casualty, people. This is deliberate. You know that. I'm sitting here preaching to the freaking choir. You all know this is what's happening here. They give the Fed the green light to cut, kill the dollar, kill the economy, and then as this whole system comes down, the Fed can issue in their tokenized system. We all know it's coming. Everybody knows it's coming. These central banks are colluding together to introduce a tokenized system. People, I told all you about it before anybody else. I've written papers about this. I've done videos on this. A tokenized system is coming, but they have to kill the current system, which means they have to destroy you. They have to bring you to your knees and make you beg for a new system. You'll take whatever they can give you at that point. That's what their goal is. And this game that is being played right now, this is a crime. We're seeing it, and you and I, nobody called it except you and me. We nailed it to the wall because we have their playbook. I have their playbook, okay? We have their playbook. Could you imagine the Fed may be forced into steep cuts? What did I write here? Economy is being crushed from within. We're being destroyed from within. You will know that Trump is a player here. He is the duppy, a demonic entity working with the most evil, corrupt institution on the planet that we've ever known. And that is the Federal Reserve, which is not federal and has no reserves, people. He's working with them to destroy us all. Sound about right to you? You can't make this stuff up. Still need to destroy the current system only so they can issue in the new system. Anyway, let me finish this. I didn't get to finish it. Okay, as I said, by the time he finishes the signature, the Fed would be gone, dead, finished. Instead, he's trying to make the Fed stronger by calling for rates, which allows the Fed to vastly inflate. This is a game we called many months ago. We said, oh, this would unfold exactly as it is right now. And this is just getting started. It's just getting started because the economy is deliberately being taken apart to give the Fed any excuse. Just as they're saying here, this is today, okay? Any excuse to dramatically cut rates moving forward here. Multiple times. This charade with Trump is a script, and we called it right here. It's all a lie. When are people going to wake up? When are people? They're never going to. Because again, if they admit that they've been duped, then it looks bad upon themselves. But people should not feel that way. They've been lied to from the dark side, which has been doing this since the beginning of time. They've made the chosen one the mouthpiece to sell people what they don't want, they don't need, they didn't vote for, or anything else. I want you to think about that, okay? But again, they can't see it. They've been deceived to the highest order. Now, going back to the markets today, all right, the dollar is dying. The dollar is dying by design here. And they're going to use this as a weapon to bring you and I on our knees. We're not getting on our knees. You know that. On the back of this, gold, new record, silver doing fantastic, crude oil getting slammed because the global economy is cratering. The global economy, people, is contracting at its fastest pace, which has ever been seen in history. Remember, they want you to think only about here in the United States. You have the ability, because of your connection with the Almighty here, to see bigger than that. All right. The entire world is being brought to its knees here. And anything they can throw at us to allow the central bank and here the Fed to inflate. A new war. We are now in this new war for over 1 month, 24/7, unrelenting. President Trump said it's an annihilation of a people. It's genocide. This has nothing to do with terrorism. This has nothing to do with freeing shipping lanes here. It's allowing the Fed to pay for it all with cash they got to create out of nothing. We do not have a war chest. You know that. Instability in the debt market. We're still getting to bouncing around. Actually, the 10-year yield is higher than this. We closed higher. This morning was 4.35. Bitcoin today sees its biggest rally since Liberation Day. Liberation Day. You see, they use these words. This is a liberation. This word is from the creature, the duppy. The duppy is a demonic entity. That's what duppy stands for. It's malevolent spirit here. And that's what has possessed that man. That man cannot tell you the truth ever. And he lies by omission over and over and over and over again. Look, man, he represents everything that Babylon is. You understand? Are we on the same page here? And for those of you who keep asking me, Greg, why are you wearing those hats in the morning? You know, having bad hair in the morning. People are like, oh, Greg may have been trying to cover up his bald spot. If I have one, let me know, guys and girls. For a guy that's nearly 60, this is all real here, okay? I think I'm doing pretty good. People hate my Rasta hats. People hate those hats. Must be a lot of truth behind those hats because that's what people hate the most. Most is truth. Make it up, man. Make any of this stuff up. We have an economy being systematically wiped out, as you and I have been talking about since forever. Everything we've said is happening. It's come together piece by piece. Ronix, thank you. My playbook is warped. Is that why I nail it to the wall every single time, brother? You tell me on that one. Unreal. You can't. This is what I'm talking about. It's incredible. It really is to see that people are so blind. They've been blinded by lies. You present them with truth, and then they attack you for it. Can't make it up. But that's what you should expect here. Look, man. Look at what they've done to great prophets and people throughout history here. They use them as blood sacrifices, nail them to crosses if they cross the line, slaughter them, take whatever they said and twist it into some other kind of reality, fake religions and everything else connected to it. You can't imagine. It's all about control. You all know that. But whenever a person comes out here and talks a little bit of truth, they're a heretic. Then they end up being put on public display, and their blood gets spilled. This is what you would expect to see, of course, here, people. You can't speak the truth in this world of lies. It's an impossibility. You will be attacked. And that's okay. We should expect that. Anyway, yes, they want us at each other's throats, people. They want us divided and therefore conquered. Jonathan, you're absolutely right. God sees everything. The kingdom of God is within you. You can't escape it. Try to lie. Try to lie to yourself. And you believe that the Almighty isn't going to know? Come on, man. Come on, man. Really? You just can't make it up. Yeah. Anyway, I'm telling you, guys and girls, they're killing the system deliberately. They're killing the dollar. To take down the system here in the United States, the number one thing that needs to be done is to kill the dollar. Kill the dollar, allow the Fed to inflate, weaken the dollar, weaken the dollar, weaken the dollar. The Fed gets to create more dollars, more dollars, more dollars, which makes them stronger. I've been telling you guys and girls for 10 years that every single dollar, again, every dollar the Federal Reserve is allowed to create out of nothing. In this case, let's weaken the currency. Trump is out there. I demand the Fed cuts rates. Okay. In other words, he's saying, let's destroy the purchasing power of the currency. It allows the Fed to create more dollars. Inflation kicks in. It's an astonishing thing how what he's trying to sell you right now, President Trump. Think about this paradox. Okay. We need to cut rates to counteract the tariffs, because what he's trying to tell you is, okay, the tariffs are going to hit you with higher prices, but if we weaken the dollar, that's going to counteract the tariffs. No, it's going to exacerbate inflation. But he can't tell you that. He won't go out on national television and tell you that because he thinks you're stupid. Everyone here that still supports that thing, it's not even human. It's not even human. Needs to have them an exorcism on themselves. I don't know. Whatever the freak, something's going on. They've been possessed or they've been dispossessed. If you cannot recognize the incarnation of evil, I don't know what to tell you, man. Then you're absolutely freaking lost. There's no other way to talk about this anymore. It's an incredible thing to witness, but what else would you expect in this kind of an environment? Anyway. Guys and girls, pork roll. Guys, let's just have a moment of silence here for pork roll. You got to hear the voice on this guy. This guy, he's the lead singer of our band, named after him because he's enormous. He's gigantic. The name of the band is called Gigantor. This guy is awesome, right? And his mini-me, his son, greatest little kid you ever want to meet. Love him to death. Love both you guys. Love all you people out here. Anyway, he's laughing. But it's so true. Anyway, guys and girls, listen. Do you want me to cover anything with you? You know, like, this isn't just my thing here, people. This is our thing. I've been telling you this for 1,000 years, and we're stronger together. Maybe we're unifying. I hear from you. We're coming together as one voice. That gives us enormous power. We need more people, and we're getting them. We're getting a lot of new followers here lately. And that's you guys and girls that are sharing this stuff, getting it out there. You know, it's not me. I do the same freaking thing every day, man. I just am trying so hard to raise awareness. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, all you guys and girls out here. Anyway, that's kind of it, man. It's kind of it. Yeah, I'll play the Les Paul for you one time. I know I played that Strat for you guys recently. It's not even a real Strat. That Strat is a knockoff. It's a Chinese knockoff with a scallop neck with a knockoff Seymour Duncan hot rails in it. Pork roll. The freaking thing screams. It screams. But it's a cool guitar. Let me tell you, it plays really nice. It's not for everybody with the scallop neck. It takes a little bit kind of getting used to it. But anyway. 69 Strat. I wish I had a 69 Strat. I can only imagine what a 69 Strat would cost today. It would be pretty freaking astronomical. Oh, anyway, Malmsteen. Yeah, exactly. No, that's a real Gibson right there. That's the real deal. And it's quite an instrument. It really is. Yeah, probably be 20 grand, right? For a real 69 Strat. Unbelievable. All right, guys, listen. I think we're kind of there. We got this covered. Look, man, here's our deal. This is what I'm gonna do. As I've been doing for you right on my website. Look, with regard to the market, we got this down to people. We know what's happening here. We understand why it's happening here. I'll tell you right now, the mechanism here of this debt market, this instability, we're on a hair trigger. You all know that. Once we start to see, if we do, this really get going, I still believe the Fed's buying it all. Again, right now we have nations around the world, they're dumping debt like there's no tomorrow. They're dumping dollars like there's no tomorrow. That's a problem. All these extra dollars that are not needed are going to, that's why you're seeing a lot of this inflation, obviously, right now with the money velocity starting to kick up. We haven't seen anything yet. We're about to get slammed. And the only way to fix it is to dramatically raise rates here. But you see, Trump can't tell you that because he is a slave to Satan. He worships Satan. He has to. Look at all the lies that he tells you, the lies by omission here, the calls for low rates, working with the Fed as we said that he was. This is, again, a demonic entity running the nation here. Really, he's getting his strings pulled by the devil, by those that are in control of him. That's what he is. Okay, I don't know another way to say it. And his Elon Musk sidekick, he's revealed himself to us as well. We know exactly what's going on here. Exactly. The Epstein list, Trump is all over it. And that's why you're not seeing it. Although we were told we were getting it, right? No. You all know that, guys. We all know where this is going. All right, look, I think we're going to get out of here. John Doe, that's hilarious. You're probably right on that one. Probably drinks it too. Anyway, we need a Paul Volcker here. Either way, this economy is going down. Okay, but if Trump had the guts, which he don't because he works for the dark side, to say, hey, okay, guys, listen, we need to return purchasing power to the currency, which he'll never do, and we got like a Paul Volcker in here with dramatically raising, which the economy would take a shock. We're going to get a shock anyway, but this one's going to be much, much worse. At least we could be at a time of our choosing, right? We could fix this entire thing. The solutions are everywhere. The number one thing we need to do is return purchasing power to the currency. We could fix everything. President Trump could fix it today. Just reinstituting the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. The Fed dies, the currency is backed by gold, and we win. That one act would be the greatest thing that any world leader could ever do in world history. It would go down in the annals of history, of great things. If Trump were to do that, to sign an executive order reinstituting or instituting the Gold Reserve Act of 1934, we would take down every single world central bank right now. We would win. These are the enemy of the people. They're out here destroying all of us by forcing us to participate in this system, this debt-based system. Trump could fix it all. By the time he finished his signature, he won't do it. He's going to call for lower rates instead, okay, to allow the Fed to inflate to fulfill its goal. They're the puppet masters. This is the central banks. What we're seeing with central banks is ancient. It goes back thousands of years. This control mechanism, control the narrative, reshape the narrative. Truths that were held for maybe centuries can easily be reshaped by certain people kind of getting hold of it and saying, okay, how can we reshape this and then sell it to the people? That's what they do. This is how the world has been run since time immemorial. You guys and girls should really all know this stuff. If you don't, you really need to start looking deeper and deeper into this here. Okay. I don't pretend to know everything, but I know in my 60 years of life, I learned a few things here and there because I pay attention, because I want to know. I want to look behind the veil. It's not the mask. I said this to me. It's not the mask that disgusts me. It's what lies behind the mask that is really horrendously horrible. And when you take the mask off of what we have here and Donald Trump himself, and you see what's literally behind it, it's hideous. It's absolutely hideous. And I mean, no, it's just a no-brainer. You want to fix the system? Let's enact the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. Let's dramatically raise rates. Let's return purchasing power to the currency here, because to have a strong economy, you need a strong currency. This is economics and finance. This is finance 101. But President Trump doesn't think you are privy to that information. He thinks you're stupid, and he thinks every single one of you that still follows him and believes in him is a moron. Sorry, but that's the truth. The system is corrupt. The system is perverted. The system has been turned inside out and every other which way to wipe us out. This is a war on you, on me, on I and I. You understand? Overstand. You can't understand something unless you stand over it. So it's overstand. That's the word. Yeah, anyway, guys. Yes, Stephen, you're wasting. Well, Trump isn't stupid. I don't pretend to be smarter than Trump in any way. I'm not smarter than him. I'm not smarter than anybody here. Trump just knows how to manipulate this stuff. It's just the master of manipulation. And then he tells us that he's the master negotiator. Well, we haven't had any trade deals yet. The wars haven't ended. He's not telling us, the American people, going on national television, why the Fed needs to lower rates. Nothing. Zero. Why? Because he can't negotiate himself out of a paper bag. He has no idea what he's doing. He has no place being where he is. We need a real person there. We need a real leader there. And trust me, it wouldn't have been Kamala. Certainly wasn't Biden. Definitely wasn't the freaking Obama creature. Oh, no, 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 no. Anyway, guys, man. You guys know what's going on. Ronix thinks that we need help. Ronix, you will be in my prayers later, buddy, or woman, or whoever you are, because you are so lost. It's sad. It really is. Yeah, anyway. Guys and girls, this guy here loves you from the heart with all I got, man. One love, unity, togetherness, sharing all this stuff, having respect for God's creation. Is that really asking too much? I tell you. Anyway, that's it, guys. We'll talk tomorrow. Okay, please, if I've earned you a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. Please, yes, we all need help there, Dollar. You're 100% right. I think I probably do need more help than anybody. I'll have to agree with Ronix on that one. All right, guys, listen, I'll see you tomorrow, as usual. Think about these things, ponder these things, and share the videos, get it out there. All right, and, well, I'll see you tomorrow.